The world's biggest election is drawing to a close. India is counting the votes after a multi-phase, weeks-long exercise. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's BJP-led National Democratic Alliance looks set for another 5-year term. But the leads so far suggest his ambitious 400-plus target could be a distant reality. The ruling alliance numbers have dropped so much that the BJP has yet to cross that magic mark of 272 to form a government on its own. And the other numbers, a combination of results and leads, the BJP is at 242. That's far below the 303 it secured in 2019. A Congress party improving its tally to 100, this time from 52. In terms of vote share, the BJP getting more than 37%. That's similar to what it got in the previous election in 2019. Congress improving its share by around 3 percentage points, currently at 22.5% of the votes tallied. As a look at the two coalitions, the BJP and its allies are currently at 294. The opposition India bloc, that's Congress and about 24 other parties, sitting at 232. And here's how numbers are stacking up in Parliament. The BJP, along with its allies, comfortably above the 272 mark needed to form the government, but way short of the 400-plus that they had aimed for. The opposition alliance, defying exit poll predictions, looks set to secure more than 200 seats. India's Congress opposition party is holding a special press briefing at its headquarters. Party President Mallikarjun Kharge and leader Rahul Gandhi are speaking at this event as vote counting proceeds. And here's a look at key battleground states, starting with Uttar Pradesh, that sends the most lawmakers to the Indian Parliament. The BJP and its allies are down to 39 out of 80. The last time, the BJP alone got 62 seats here. There's been a resurgence of opposition, with Samajwadi Party and the Congress alliance picking up 40 seats in the lead so far. Maharashtra, another battleground state, the opposition alliance on 29, the BJP and its allies on 18. And that is despite the Prime Minister holding double the number of rallies here compared to the previous election. The BJP's big focus has been on southern India. In Tamil Nadu, the BJP and its allies picking up just the one seat, the rest going to Congress DMK alliance. In Kerala too, the BJP picking up one seat for the first time ever. The Congress-led UDF picking up 18 seats. In Karnataka, another southern state, the BJP and ally JDS picking up 18 seats. That is down 8 from the last time. The Congress at 10 in the latest tally, a gain of 9 from the last time as well. And our correspondents are live with all the political action. Neha, Poonia is at the BJP headquarters, while Ishan Garg is standing by at Congress party space. Now let's get to Neha first. Neha, it seems the BJP on its own is unlikely to get that 272 seats it needs to form a government on its own. Would this affect how the BJP rules?
Absolutely. I mean, we're at the BJP headquarters. Prime Minister Narendra Modi expected here shortly. Preparations are underway in anticipation of his arrival. And it'll be interesting to see what he says to BJP workers who've been canvassing the length and breadth of the country. But, in a lot of ways, this, experts say, ends the stronghold that Prime Minister Modi's party, the BJP, and Prime Minister Modi himself enjoyed over Indian politics for a decade. The BJP was a majority government, which is why experts say it could take a lot of decisions that the BJP call revolutionary, but experts call controversial. But, it'll be interesting to see what sort of coalition government the BJP will now be able to put together. It's believed that Prime Minister Modi has been talking to his alliance partners, and with their support, it's quite likely that Mr. Modi will be back in power for a third term. But, this is a big change in India's political landscape. We've seen BJP workers here trying to drum up, some sort of enthusiasm for their showing. It's not what they were anticipating, because the BJP, remember, had set a target of 400 seats. They said they wanted to win that many and they would storm to power. That's not happened. One BJP leader I was speaking to said that, it is time for introspection, particularly for the state of Uttar Pradesh, which sends the most parliamentarians to India's parliament. The BJP doing very badly there compared to how it swept it in 2014 and held held that battleground state in the 2019 election. But the BJP is hoping that, with vote counting not done yet, some of their leads will still translate into victory. And even if that number gets pushed up by a few seats, they say that will still be something worth celebrating. But certainly not the election the BJP thought they were fighting, and certainly not the one that they thought they would win with the sort of mandate they had predicted.
And here, as you mentioned, we are waiting for the Prime Minister to arrive to give his message on results so far. And you mentioned what one BJP leader said, it's time for introspection on these election results. How are experts or anyone else from the BJP itself explaining this result so far?
Well, we've not really had an official comment or statement from the BJP. Its social media handles eerily silent, and they have been for several hours now. They have celebrated, their leads in Delhi, where they seem to be leading in all 7 seats. But not much has been said about their performance in other parts of the country. But critics say, Prime Minister Modi made the election about himself. Perhaps the BJP got too comfortable. They were too confident after the inauguration of that temple in Ayodhya, something that many poll experts had said would change the tide of the political sentiment in the country. But what's interesting is that even in Ayodhya, which falls in the constituency of Faizabad, the BJP candidate is trailing. And many people we've been talking to, ordinary citizens, say that the mood on the ground was that, issues like unemployment, the cost of living crisis were not actively addressed by the BJP government. And many say that, the polarization they saw on the campaign trail was also something that they didn't quite appeal to them. But like that one BJP worker was telling me, it is a moment of introspection. It'll be interesting to see what sort of coalition government comes to power now. This might mark the return of coalition politics in India, and in that sense will limit the sort of steps that Prime Minister Modi will be able to take in a possible third term.
Thanks. Neha, Poonia reporting live from the BJP headquarters in New Delhi. As let's get over to Ishan Garg, he's live from the Congress headquarters in Delhi as well. Ishan, Congress and the India Alliance making unexpected gains in this election. Where have they made these inroads?
Well, it's been very crucial for the Congress party to partner up with this coalition of various regional parties. While the Congress party have performed relatively well in these elections, it would seem early trends seem to suggest that they are going to gain anywhere between 97 to 100 seats. And that's a reason, perhaps, one of the reasons, perhaps, why there were firecrackers going off just a few minutes ago behind me at the Congress headquarters. By itself, Congress is not going to form the majority. It's nowhere close to that mark, but by partnering up with regional parties like Samajwadi Party, like the TMC, it's been able to make inroads, particularly in India's most populous state of Uttar Pradesh, which has in this election appeared as the bellwether state. This is one state where Bharatiya Janata Party, Prime Minister Modi's party, is losing a lot of seats, and a lot of those seats are being gained by these regional parties. Now, there are other parties further down south as well, which are gaining where the BJP is losing, and that, along with Congress's own performance improving in this election, means that the India Alliance is making a hugely better performance. It's a really odd thing to see here, because we are seeing celebrations over where my colleague Neha was at the BJP headquarters. People are already celebrating BJP's victory. But here at the Congress headquarters, these people here have got something to celebrate as well. They were just bursting firecrackers. They are beating drums. This is a party that's losing this elections given by the data that's come out so far. But still, this is being seen as a resurgence of this political party, and not only of this party, but the wider India Alliance as well.
All right, Ishan, as you mentioned, the teaming up of Congress with other parties such as TMC in regional states, that's giving them some gains. But in Parliament, they will be together, unlikely still to form a majority in Parliament and therefore form a government. But can they expect to have a greater influence with these new numbers in Parliament?
Well, certainly that's going to be a massive part of it, because last time when Congress Party were on their own, they tried a coalition which was not as big as this one. They had a different coalition which was called the United Progressive Alliance. There were fewer members of parliament in number, and they managed to put up a fight on some occasions. But by and large, because Prime Minister Modi's Bharatiya Janata Party and their allies were upwards of 350 seats in India's 453-member lower house of parliament, they were simply able to push through a lot of laws without any real fight. And this time around, if the numbers that we are seeing right now in trends, if they materialize when the results are announced, this will be huge for the opposition bloc, because they will be able to put a lot more pressure on the government. But there are some critics who are going to ask questions about if this alliance is going to hold itself together even after the elections. Now, a lot of the analysts had said that if this alliance does go on and win the elections, it might still stick together. But given the numbers that we are seeing right now, with Prime Minister Narendra Modi poised to come back for a third term, there will be questions about how cohesive is this India alliance going to be even after the results.
Well, thanks so much for the Ishan. Garg reporting live from Congress Party headquarters in New Delhi.